Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of More Junk. Another episode of Motorcycle Rewind where we take old abandoned motorcycles and try to bring them back to life. So guys, what we have for you today is a CL90 of the Honda variety. And you're like, well, Eric, why are you working on one of these? And why are you working on this one? Because it looks rough. Well, it looks rough is right. It's always bad when your rim strip is hanging outside the tire. That's not where it should be. The good thing about this motorcycle right here, it is mostly complete. It is all the way stuck. So if we look at it, we have about 2,500 miles on said motorcycle. Tank is awful. Missing a taillight. Shocks are bad. But like I said, has everything. This cover is pretty rough. The one on the other side is pretty rough. Has the skid plate underneath. Fender is covered in junk. It doesn't look, take that back, it's awful. You're like, Eric, why this one? Are you just a glutton for punishment? So the reason why this one is we have two other ones that have, I've got one on a parts bike that is not complete that has, I'll show you over here. It's in the little engine room. And it has better parts. May even use this frame. This frame is probably in better shape, but it's got decent wheels. It's got a good tank. Doesn't have everything. A seat that is better. It's not good, but it's better than what we had on the other one. I think this is the other fender. That's another rear fender, I believe. And we've got another exhaust just right here. So why that one? Because we have two other ones. The other one is at the school. It's not here at the courthouse, so we'll have to get that one over. But what I want to do today is see if we can work to free up this engine. I want to look to see how bad it is on the inside. It's been disconnected. I don't know if it broke, but how bad is it on the inside? We'll scope the cylinders, and then we'll put some juice in it, see if we can start to free it up. That's really what we want to do, because then I can take three, make one, we can part out the other two and have one good CL90. That's the plan. There's a lot of work to this one to get it to where we want it to be. But maybe between the other two, we'll be able to piecemeal something together. What I need here is, can I get the engine to do something? That's what we want to see. It's stuck like Chuck right now. And can we get it to free up? These engines are easy to rebuild, but I got to free them up first. And they're inexpensive to rebuild too, so that's the other good thing. So we can rebuild the top end on this as long as the bottom end is good, and we'll be good to go on that. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to use our bore scope. This is the Nit Age bore scope, and we're going to come looking around in here. Here we go. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look as bad as what I thought it was going to look. Let me see if I can get to the other side over there. I wonder what it is. It's just stuck all the way down, so let's put some more juice in it and see if we can get on that crank bolt over there, see if we can turn it. So I don't have any ATF, so I'm just going to use some PB Blaster. That should be enough. I'm going to go ahead and pull these covers off and see if we can spray some up there too, just to get it to loosen up the top end too. Okay, let me see if I can break this guy loose. Oh, come on. There we go. I just squirt a bunch in here. Won't hurt. Put that in, we'll try to get the bottom one off. So I was able to break these free. The ends, the heads were kind of boogered up, as you can see. All I did was take the hammer, the only hammer we have here, and I smacked on it before I even started first, and then they just broke right free. Let me pull this cover off, see if we can get to the crank bolt right there. Okay, let's see if we can put a little bit of this, still tightening up this. It's not moving at all. Yeah, we're gonna have to maybe pull this cover off and see if we can get to that. We'll put some juice in it and let it start soaking. I don't want to snap the crank bolt off, but the cylinder doesn't look that bad. So maybe it's just something stuck right there, and the position that we're at. We're at the point to where we kind of have to roll around. It'd be different if we're in the middle of the stroke. We're at the bottom. When you're at the bottom of the top of the stroke, it could be stuck right there where it's making the transition from going down to going up, and it just gets tough. Let's put some more juice in there. We're just gonna have to let it soak. I think I'm gonna put just some, probably some Evaporust. See if I can fill the cylinder as much as I can. Let it soak in there. We'll blow it out when we come back, and then we'll try it all over again. It's just so dirty, and it's had a horrible paint job. Boy, look, but it was that blue color. You don't see those that often. That'd be pretty to find a way back to that. Look at this. That would be pretty to find our way back to that blue. The other one, the other frame in there, look, even all this, but these shocks are junk. But yeah, Let's see what the other one was. Somebody didn't like it blue. All right, let's see. So our engine number is right down here in case you're ever looking for the engine number on one of these 90s. They're down at the bottom. How far are we off? So what is that? 119, and this is 161. Not too far off. But yeah, it looks like they just went ham painting this thing. Oh, handlebar's cracked right there. Somebody rode it hard. Boy, I wonder what they did for that to happen. To crack between here. Boy, that's hard work. It's all the way down. Huh. Put the comments down below. How'd that happen? How do you crack it between these? I can understand cracking it out here, but cracking it right there. I would imagine that this has the least amount of, this is a point that has the least amount of stress in it. I would think out here, but not in the middle. Let me know. Place your guesses. Ooh, got a little potato chip badge. Meaning once they get out in the sun long enough, they start looking like a potato chip. I don't think there's enough electrical tape in the world to save this seat, but they gave it a valiant effort. Choke moves. Carburetor is stuck, but we do we have the intake in there? I think we do. I think we have the little rubber boot in there, which is good. Those are hard to come by. Okay, after doing some more looky-looing, this looks like this could be a problem, and that is most definitely a problem. So we're gonna have to solve those two. Okay, so I have me a little funnel set up to be able to pour some Evaporust in there, or Evaporust, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to pour it in. This stuff is not that aggressive. Now it should have enough to, the piston should be down far enough to where I can get some in there. Okay, let's see if I'm getting any in there. Looks like we got a little in there. These walls don't look, yeah, there's a little in there. You can see it on the, if I shake it, you can see it moving right there. We got a little in there right there. It's hard to get this guy in all the way around. I'd have to stand it on its, have to stand it up like this to get it. But we got some in there, which it'll creep around. Okay, so we put the spark plug back in. We're just gonna let it sit here for a couple of days. We'll try it out and we'll see what happens.
72 hours later.
Going in. That is, you can see where the juice is, but this cylinder wall looks, looks usable. Totally looks usable. So we'll see. Let's see if we crank on it and see if it happens. Put a wrench on the bolt over there and see if it turns. And if we have to, we'll get out the big pipe wrench. But that doesn't look bad. So let's see if it'll turn. Okay, let's see if we can kick it, see if it moves. That would be awesome. No, it's still stuck. Let's go to the other side. Okay, let's try this on the crank bolt. Again, it's been sitting with the vapor rust for the last couple of days. Nothing, it's just tightening it up. Let's see if we can pull this cover off, see if we can get to it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to try to do is try to smack on these heads a bit to see if I can, where they're all boogered up, to see if I can make them a little bit better so I get a little bit more bite. Okay, we had to loosen the pegs so we could get our shifter off so that we can get to these down here. I'm gonna pull the pegs off the rest of the way. Yeah, look at these down here. These are pretty rough. You can't even see them. We're gonna have to see if we can clean all those up and then see if we get them off. Plus I need to see if I can get this guy out because I believe there's an extra screw back behind there. So let's get at it. See if we can clean out these screw heads a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna take the bit from the impact driver right here. Take this with this little extension. I'm gonna go through here. Since I've pounded those in, I'm gonna just make me a better kind of, just try to rebuild these threads a bit. And we'll work our way around. Okay, so we should be a little bit better now on all of these threads to be able to hopefully make them work. So let's give it a shot. I'm gonna use the impact driver. I'm gonna tap this guy in there first. Make sure it's seated and then just give it a smack. There we go. We'll work our way around. There we go. Boy, there's nothing worse than trying to get out a stuck case screw and then you strip it out and then you're having to come up with other solutions. Come on. Oh, good. You got to turn it. You got to. What are your solutions? What do you do once you strip it out? You get the Dremel out and cut you. Take it from a JIS or a Phillips to a flathead. You drill it out. I've had really good luck with just reshaping the head, meaning putting it back to Phillips JIS and then using the impact driver. Doesn't work all the time, but it works more times than it doesn't. Like that, it worked out pretty good. I've got one more to try to get out. This one's going to be the make or break. It's a wrong hardware flathead. Pounded the flathead bit into it, so let's see if it works. Hey, it's turning. Yeah, it's just the wrong. Oh, maybe it just broke off. Or maybe it was broken off already. Or maybe something was broken off. We got one more right there, and that one looks boogered up as well. Look at this. What'd you do today? Well, I freed up stuck hardware on a case so I could get to that, get to the flywheel to hopefully put a big old wrench on it to see if I can get it to turn. So let's do the same thing we just did already. There's one more right there. I missed it because it's all covered in dirt. Okay, one more. I feel like an archaeologist having to unearth these. What is it, a paleontologist that looks for dinosaurs? Let's see. Let's see if we can get this guy off. Okay, last one. I think. Well, for now. Come on. Oh, good. Got this guy out. Honda definitely did not want this side cover coming off. They were like, put another screw in. Just having to lightly tap, 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 tap. And we are dripping. Looks as though we may be dripping. Oh, let me get a bucket to put underneath here. That looks like mostly water. I've been through this sort of situation before with the GPZ. I was right. There's water in the bottom end. Come on. Yeah, that's all water. Look. Okay, how long before we get some oil? It's still coming out. So that's 2 quarts so far of water. That's 3 plus. Is there some oil in here? Does this thing have a radiator? Oh, maybe it does. This is the radiator. Maybe this is the radiator. Is that the radiator? No, there's not a radiator. That's an oil cooler. Do we have any? I'm gonna need a bigger bucket. Definitely gonna need a bigger boat. Holy crap. Come on, it's gotta stop at some point. Trying to get it drained out. Let's let this, yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Release the hounds. Ooh. Let me see if I can just smack this. I may have. Sometimes you just you may pick the wrong motorcycles. There we go. Ugh, look at that stuff coming out. Oh, there it looks. This looks like mud. Let's see if we can get these guys off. That sucker's stuck too. Everything's stuck. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Well, where can I hang this thing? Just trying to keep it out of the way. Let's put this little wrench on here and see if we can get this thing to turn. Oh, stay on. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. Let's see if it turns. That was easy enough. Oh, yeah. Now we're turning with yeah. Cam chain's moving. pushing stuff out of the cylinder. It's tight, but it's turning. Look back behind, back by the bearings. You see, it doesn't look rusted. It's not rusted back there. So those bearings don't look like they're all full of rust. Cam chain looks good. Everything looks good. Well, everything looks awful, but it's a relative statement, right? It looks good. Compared to seconds ago, it was seized. It's not seized anymore, so it's got to be pretty good. It's different. May not be better, but it's different. So let's see. Ugh, look at that. We do need to get that out of there. I'm going to spray it down, hose it down really good with some PB Blaster and keep turning it over. See if I can flush some of this stuff out. Oh, that is just gross. See if I can flush some of that out. And okay, let me turn it over a few more times. I kicked it with the Kickstarter. I sprayed some juice in there. I also just hosed it out with some brake clean right down here. Just want to turn it over a few times. It's getting way better. I'm going to put this side cover back on, put it back together so I can put some oil in it. Okay, we filled it with oil. We apparently put too much oil in, which is not a problem. And I poured some into the top end as well, just to help it out. And it's turning over. Really good. It doesn't sound crunchy. I don't even hear my valves being sticky. So let's go ahead and put the drill on it, see what happens. So the drill in reverse. I was able to knock these free by massaging them a bit, and this guy down here is really bad. It had been cut into a flathead at one point. I just pounded them flat and then pounded in the Phillips head bit for the impact, and then was able to get them free. So let's see what it looks like under here. Some of you guys may be saying, well, Eric, why are you looking to get the points cover off? Well, we got the engine free. We are missing a ignition, but if we got the engine free and it has spark, or we can get spark, well, why not do the next thing? And this looks better than I expected. It's you expected it to be all rusty and everything, but it's not. It looks pretty good. Points will probably need to be cleaned, but we'll get to that in just a second. Let's see if we can get power running through this beast. I may be a little crazy to try to want to get this guy. I mean, it'd be nice if it would make some noise. Am I hopeful? Yeah, I'm hopeful. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But it's a Honda, so let's see. Might as well. What's the worst thing happen? It's not stuck anymore. We took this, the worst CL90 on the planet, and we got the engine free. Now we're going to check, see if we can get some power to the points. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so we're while I was going through this wiring, looking at it, trying to see what we had, I noticed a couple of things. And let me see if you can see them. First off, that's not OEM. This square nut. These are engine bolts together. So, and watch this little wiggle waggle. If you just put your hand right here, that's an issue. The problem with these, and the reason why that's probably loose, is the coil sits on top of the engine, and then the engine gets mounted. So to change the coil, you have to remove the engine, or at least drop it down as far as you can, and I believe it's removing it. So it's not a lot of fun. You got to pull the engine. For us in this situation, we got to pull the engine anyway because of what we're doing. We're going to try to make one bike out of the 2.5 that we have. And let me show you what we have here. Then we'll go by the school and check and see what we have there that we could use. Hopefully, between the three, we'll have an ignition switch and a key. That would be awesome. And a battery cover. That would be awesome too. So let's go look. Okay, this guy over here is already winning in the frame and shock department over this guy. So it's already winning. We need some front forks. So far, these are the only ones we have. We need a headlight. So far, that's the only. We'll go look at the courthouse. At the school and see what we have. We need this engine or the one off the other one. So some of these pieces and parts we'll have to use and save. But between so far, we can make this guy better than this guy. Or yeah, we can combine them. This tank is probably so far going to be our tank candidate. We'll have to strip it down completely. It feels kind of solid. It may just have a coat of body filler on top of it. We'll have to see. We'll strip it all the way down. It has a little dent right in here, but this one has one here. That's a pretty substantial dent right there. Another couple of them over here, right there. So yeah, this one's pretty rough. Another one right there. It looks good. It looks from here, even like that, it's better than this. So this one could use some work. We'll need some knee pads. The other seat is equally, I don't know what the seat pan on this one looks like, but the other one's pretty bad. We have part of a chain guard. So we'll go look at the other. So far we have a front fender and we have a front end. We don't have one over there. This engine's going to end up coming apart anyway. So let's go look and see what else we have over there and see if it'll contribute to our future of having one CL90. Okay, here we are at the school. This is the other CL90, and this guy looks fairly complete with some special add-ons. These turn signals, fender's kind of busted right here, but it's got a tail light. Chain guard looks to be in better condition overall than the other one. This one may be a better candidate to try to get running. And we're missing a plug cap. Probably has a bad coil, and they shut it down. This is the wrong kickstart lever, I believe. So no spark plug in there. But this one looks to be maybe the better candidate. Look, even has a battery cover. This one's black. So the good thing, it's easy to get the black color right. So who knows, this may be the way we go. Let me know in the comments down below, which one would you start with as the base? I got a better chance, if I have to paint, I've got a better chance of getting the black more right than the red or the blue. So I think this guy may be it. Look, the headlight doesn't appear to be cracked. It's got a trim. This one looks good. Bars look good. Needs the correct lever over here. I think this one may be a better candidate as the donor. But yeah, I think this one may be the way we go. Okay guys, so we'll end up getting this guy over to the courthouse as soon as we can so that we can then mash them all up into one. And that'll be fun. But for now, I want to thank you for watching yet another episode of Motorcycle Rewind. And do me a favor, like, tag, share, and follow us on Instagram at Motorcycle Rewind. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, guys, and have a great day. And remember, it's May, so that means a video every single day in the month of May. 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll see you tomorrow.